If you work in the medical field like myself, or even in some business offices, you know it sucks when you can't really rock some of your fragrances. Either it's too loud or some people have allergies and things of that nature, and it's really important to be considerate. I've got 10 affordable fragrances here that you should consider wearing at the health place or at the office. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome to my channel, Aromatics. Today, like I said, 10 fragrances under the $50 range. So let's go ahead and get started with the first fragrance. Now, the disclaimer before we get started. All these fragrances, I highly suggest you start with 2 to 3 sprays max. Please test these fragrances first. Most of these I selected because they're very subtle in DNA. Not very sharp, not too many peppers. The citruses here might be blended with some musks. Very soft, subtle types of DNA. Some of these might be strong, so you really want to play around with the 2 to 3 spray mark. Don't go any more than that. But I think if you stay around the 2 sprays just to test, you'll be pretty safe. And you might even get complimented on these. All of these I've personally worn myself to the hospital. And believe it or not, I've been complimented on these numerous times. First one I want to start off with is called Shafaq by Ard Alzaafaran. You guys, this is a beautiful bottle and it's pretty unisex. So ladies and gentlemen can rock this one. It does lean slightly feminine. This is basically a powdery, creamy, realistic peach. Very, very nice. And it's called Shafaq by Ard Alzaafaran. No more than 2 to 3 sprays. Ladies and gentlemen, this one does smell really beautiful. Very subtle, but be careful. 2 to 3 sprays, it's pretty strong. Next up on this list is also pretty subtle. It does something pretty similar to that one. It's a candied cherry rather. And this is called Supreme Lhomme Extreme. This is supposed to be a dupe of a fragrance that's marketed for men, but I think women can rock this one. It smells like a hard-covered cherry candy. That was so hard to say. I had to retake this scene right here like 6 times. For a second, I thought I would have to go to the health place to get checked for a stroke. Cherry candy is exactly what this one smells like, but this is pretty strong as well and it lasts a hell of a long time. 2 to 3 sprays maximum. Supreme Lhomme Extreme is delicious and it's awesome. Pretty subtle. It does have a little bit of a spicy nuances to it with the cinnamon and the pepper. Doesn't last the entirety of the fragrance, but like I said, if you keep it around that 2 to 3 sprays max, this one is good. Next on this list is from ARMAF and it's called Just For You pour Homme. This is basically gentlemen only. So you've got some citruses, some peppers, some birch. It pretty much smells like a freshie. It's really not that unique. It's fresh, it's got some citruses, but it's really not the focus of this fragrance. The focus of this is really those woods and that olibanum or frankincense. It does that woody and resin type of DNA, but very easy to wear. It doesn't really scream too much, so you can get away probably with like 4 to 5 sprays of this, and this one is pretty masculine. So Just For You from ARMAF. Next up on this list is citruses and musk. This one smells very inoffensive, very easy to wear, but it's also strong. And this is called Parfum Dhommes Sport. So this is exactly like what the original smells like, except this lasts and it's pretty strong. Inoffensive citruses and musk. Don't go more than 3 to 4 sprays on this because it is pretty strong. You test the waters, test the longevity. It differs and varies on everybody. So this one though, I think is pretty safe. It's a no-brainer, not just for the business place, but also for the health place and many other occasions. OMS Sport is an awesome option. Next up on this list is an aquatic fragrance with a little bit of incense at the base. And this is called Jorge Di Profumo. And this is Acqua di Gio Profumo. There is another alternative that you could pick up, and it's from Ard Alzaafaran, and it's called Jazab Silver. And it does pretty much the same thing that this one does. This one does get a little bit closer, but in terms of performance, both of these really aren't the best. This one may be 5 hours, this one may be 4 to 5 hours, pretty much the same thing. But if I had to pick between one of these, I'd go with this one. Still, this is not a bad option at all. This is basically fresh, aquatic, and a little bit of incense. So you can get away with spraying this like 4 to 5 times, either one of these. Both of these are pretty subtle, pretty easy to like, and pretty easy to wear. You have some resins, some incense, and some aquatic notes. That's as simple as this one is. But a lot of people do enjoy this DNA. Very mature, aquatic type of fragrance. Next up on this list is another fragrance that does citruses and musk. This one is a little bit different than the OMS Sport. This one has more emphasis on the musk, and the way that they use the citruses and the musk is a bit different. There is more lemon in this fragrance, and in my opinion, I like them both equally. But if I had to pick between the two, I wouldn't do it because I can't do it. I love both of these equally. And this is from Ard Alzaafaran, and it's called Aldergum Limited Edition. This stuff is Homme Sport. It is so freaking good. There is more of a unique bite to this one, and it's because of the musk quality, and also there's just a nice base sweetness in this that OMS Sport doesn't really have. This is more citrus and musk and a story, and this is citrus, musk, and some sweetness. So if you want a little bit more sweetness, go with this one. Gentlemen, if you're spraying this one, don't go more than 4 sprays because it does last, at least on me. Next on this list is a luxury fabric softener. That's as simple as this one is, but it's pretty strong, so please be careful with this one. No more than like 3 to 4 sprays if you're going into the office or the health place, 2 to 3 sprays. This is Reflection Man, and it's called Shiyaaka by the house of Hadja. The fragrance is duping. You can't find for less than $180, and that's at discounters, whereas this one is a fraction of the cost. Basically, this smells like luxury fabric softener. So really, you can't go wrong with this one. And it'll just make you smell like you used a high-end fabric softener when you dried your scrubs or your shirt. Longevity on this one, I get easily 8 hours. And honestly, when I spray it more than like 6 times, it can be close to beast mode. Next up on this list is pretty easy. It's Aqua di Gio, the original. A little bit different. If you're more prone to some of the watery aquatics to give you the salty vibe off your skin, then this one might cause that. For me personally, I am prone to that. This one doesn't really make my skin too salty. Usually with aquatics, I make sure that I go with something that has more citruses or berry or a little bit of sweetness, and it kind of counteracts that salty effect that I get with some of the more pure aquatics. This one, however, plays right there at the line. Like, it doesn't cause any of that saltiness, and it's called Ajmal Shiro. This smells like the original Aqua di Gio, like back in the day when that thing used to last all day. And this thing, honestly, it lasts a good 6 to 8 hours. It's really not bad, and I could smell myself for like 4 hours. Ajmal Shiro is very inoffensive. I spray this on 6 times when I go into work, but I definitely spray it about an hour before I go in. So if you're about to go in, you're about to spray it on, no more than like 3 to 4 sprays. Really, really nice. Next on this list, I rocked for a couple days at the hospital, and some of the ladies actually purchased this. They fell in love with this, and they all rocked it, and I even had one of them tell me that the next day she woke up, and although it was faint, she could smell it. She could smell it on her skin. So for me personally, I don't think that this lasted more than like 8 hours, and the projection on this doesn't last for more than like 2 hours, but total longevity, I get about 6 to 8 hours max, which is really not bad, but this is beautiful, very uplifting, spring, summertime in a bottle. And this is called Glorious Oud Royal Blanc by F.A. Paris, who is also known as Fragrance World. This stuff is musk therapy. It smells like musk. It smells uplifting. This stuff is very nice. Ladies, you will love this stuff. Even gentlemen. And you could rock this at the health place or in the office. I just wouldn't go too crazy on the sprays. I would rock that one about 3 to 4 sprays just to test it, and you go from there. Last up on this list, I've rocked so many days to work, and I think you can too. This is so damn good. But I don't spray it more than 4 to 6 times. I go happy with this one. So it's my guilty pleasure. This is Qaed al-Frusan. I mean, you guys, what list that I make without Qaed al-Frusan is a good list? None of them. If this isn't there, there's something wrong. Call for help. This stuff, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had people go nuts over this stuff. Pineapple, undertone of Baccarat Rouge, and pineapple. It smells like pineapple mousse. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like pineapple mousse, if that sounds good, you're going to smell delicious. Rock this one. Ladies, wear this to work. No more than like 4 sprays. Gentlemen, wear it to work. Yo, you're going to smell like tropics. Gorgeous. That's it, guys. That was 10 fragrances that are affordable, inoffensive, and if you gauge the sprays appropriately, can be appropriate for either the health place or the office. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope it was helpful in any way. And if it was, please do me a favor and scroll down, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, peace.